We, the people of the United Methodist Church, have struggled over matters of human sexuality for decades. People of deep faith disagree, and this has divided us. A special general conference was held in February of 2019 to attempt a resolution. This special general conference adopted petition 90066, which added a new paragraph 2553 to the Book of Discipline. This new paragraph allows a local church to leave the United Methodist Church over issues related to human sexuality between now and December 31st, 2023, and keep property belonging to that local church. Since the beginning of Methodism, our church has had a trust clause, which has barred churches from leaving the denomination with their buildings or other property. Paragraph 2553 gives churches which disagree with the denomination's position on human sexuality a window of time to leave and keep their property if they pay their share of certain annual conference expenses, including long-term unfunded pension obligations, any unpaid apportionments for the 12 months prior to leaving the UMC, and an additional 12 months of apportionments. A local church's desire to leave must be in writing in a binding agreement called a Disaffiliation Agreement. A copy of this agreement is on the following pages in the workbook. Some of the terms of the agreement are required in this new paragraph 2553 to the Book of Discipline and cannot be changed by the annual conference. Other terms are matters of law in the state where the local church is located. The annual conference does have a choice in how to calculate the fair share of the pension liability for a church that wants to leave the denomination. The annual conference could also add additional terms to the disaffiliation agreement. Bishop Jung created a disaffiliation task force to review the paragraph 2553 disaffiliation agreement and develop any additional terms required by our conference rules and Wisconsin law. The Disaffiliation Task Force determined the most equitable method to calculate a church's share of the aggregate unfunded pension obligations, AUPO, would be to use the apportionment percentage calculated for the local church for the year in which the local church votes to leave the United Methodist Church, multiplied by the annual conference's AUPO, as determined as of the first day of the month preceding the church's vote to leave the denomination. Westpath, the United Methodist Church's agency, which handles matters related to a pension, is required by paragraph 2553 to determine the annual conference's AUPO, using market factors similar to a commercial annuity provider. Be it resolved that the 2020 session of the Wisconsin Annual Conference of the United Methodist Church, meeting on October 24, 2020, adopts the calculation for unfunded pension obligations of an amount equal to the local church's pro rata share using the annual conference apportionment formula of Wisconsin Conference's unfunded pension obligations, based on the Wisconsin Conference's aggregate funding obligations as determined by Westpath, using market factors similar to a commercial annuity provider. The calculation shall be determined as of the first of the month preceding the month in which the church conference to vote on disaffiliation is held. Such calculation shall be incorporated into the disaffiliation agreement in accordance with paragraph 2553 of the Book of Discipline.